Yes, indeed, y'all. Yes, indeed. Welcome to UDR Productions. Please like, subscribe, and share. It doesn't cost you nothing to subscribe, so we can keep bringing you guys all this good content from prayer to streets. UDR Productions. Let's go and let's get it.
What's up, y'all? Good evening. Peace and blessings to my brothers and sisters. We're here live at Murphy's Law. If y'all looking for the Rasta pasta, seafood, fine wine, this is the spot to go to. You listen to Being Poetically Correct with your boy MVP, most valuable poet, the proud Thailand, a radical black Puerto Rican man and God from the Bronx where life started, current sign Rich for CT. I want to introduce, before we introduce my special guest, I want to give a shout out to my man Jeerzy. Jeerzy, give a shout out, baby.
Yes, say what's good, what's good, what's good.
What's going on? What's up, what's up?
Welcome back, everybody. Now we back in the building doing what we do.
We back at it again. Now, before we get into tonight's conversation, I want to introduce an amazing guest. Cool brother. We got a chance to break bread from the beginning. We got a chance to chop things up. But now we're going to have like real dialogue about conversation about what we discussed earlier today. And let's just have a great time. So without further ado, brothers and sisters, give all the honor and glory to God first.
Yes.
Introduce my man, Coach Jameer Brown. What's up, baby boy?
Coach Jamar T. Brown.
Oh,
appreciate it.
My bad. See, I forgot the T. Don't kill me.
It's all good.
How you been, brother?
Much love.
Much love.
Appreciate it. The opportunity. Shout out to BrotherJeerzy, UDR.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Brother Rob PC.
Absolutely.
MVP.
Absolutely.
It's a blessing.
Yes, it is.
We're going to get real deep tonight.
Yes, it is. And we're going to have a good time tonight. Like I said, before we just started having a conversation, we just started just laughing, just chopping things up, just getting things prepared. But I want to like really start with a conversation by asking you this, man. I just want to first of all thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak to the young brothers at the basketball camp. You know, I spoke from the heart, and we took great pictures together.
Yes.
The young brothers was receiving the message that I was saying because it came from the heart. Talk about the basketball camp as far as what started and where you are right now, and just the whole aspect of what it means to just unify brothers, like really give them something as far as outlets.
Right. Well, we had a couple ladies. There was a girl there, but what I decided to do during the pandemic, I decided to just get out there. We started with 3.
Wow.
You know, and a couple months later, we have about a strong 30.
Wow.
But, you know, I've been a coach and mentor in my city for the last 17 years, so this is the first time I kind of did something like this. You know what I'm saying, Brother Rob? So it was a blessing to me because it was led by the Spirit to get back out there, because the majority of the young men and women were staying in the house. So I knew it was some parents that, with some parents and some willing student athletes, now we have something to build and we moving forward. So it's the Storm Academy with Mobile Coach Brown and the family. And you became a guest last Saturday, and that was very powerful.
Yeah, you know, when like I said, it was very humbling for me to have an opportunity to speak to the young men and speak with the parents and speak with the young brothers and sisters over there. And the idea was to let them know that they are assets and not liabilities. I was letting them know that, and the question was posed to them, what do you want to be when it's all said and done? What kind of legacy you want to leave behind? Yeah. So that meant a lot to me to give back, because to your point, it's about giving back. It's about being a powerful voice. It's about giving these young men an opportunity to just think out the box and having a platform to do something more productive rather than become destructive. Me and Jeerzy was talking about that. Jeerzy, remember when you and I was talking about the youth as far like when we first got together?
Exactly.
He coaches brothers and sisters at a basketball camp, and you and I was talking about the whole aspect of the youth. So from your perspective, when you hear about what he's trying to do in terms of like putting this basketball camp together, inviting young people to get involved, to play the game, sportsmanship, you talked about that as well. So what does it mean to like really increase that opportunity, to like really give young people a platform to do something?
Well, for me, it's definitely a beautiful thing, like you said before, and that's definitely a blessing. I mean, you're giving them an outlet that's in a positive way. And I mean, I grew up playing sports, so with sports you learn a lot of things that you're going to utilize in life as far as, you know, teamwork. It's simple. I mean, having mutual respect, you know, learning to, appreciate the value of something. I mean, you're also teaching yourself self-discipline, learning how to control your emotions.
Yes.
So it's a lot of things that you're gonna need in life that you learn through sports, which can benefit you definitely in a multitude of ways moving forward. So I mean, what you're doing is giving these kids an opportunity to learn. I mean, some of them may have a father, they may not have a father. And if they do, maybe, like I said, before, sometimes your parents is too busy to actually give you that time because they trying to make ends meet. So what you're doing is giving these kids an outlet, an opportunity to better themselves in a positive, constructive way, which is obviously something that is needed in most urban communities, period. Not just out here, but all over the country. With all the, especially with the whole, Black Lives Movement and all that going on. It's just, giving, these kids something to do, to look forward to in a positive way, and not thinking that, like you said, not a liability. You're not always a threat. You're not a you're not the bad guy. You can be something more. And sports can give you the opportunity to not only just, excel in something, but also it can open up gates and, doors in other ways, You get a scholarship to college, now you're the first one in your family to go to college. Now you're forced to learn different things. And as you can see, where some professional athletes, they may last 2 or 3 years in the league, and they end up going back to school and getting a college degree at that university that they made money for. But at the end of the day, they still got an opportunity to go back and get that piece of paper to sit there and say, I'm legit.
What's interesting was that, we was talking about this before, that sports has saved a lot of young people's lives. As far as how far it went, as far as like, did it took them to a professional athlete, as far as that kind of career? Did it give him an opportunity to, like, to your point, open up scholarship? It opens up floodgates as far as a chance that there's hope, that there's light at the end of the tunnel. You talked about that. So what does it mean for you to say, you know what? Let's use sports as a platform to, like, open up the floodgates and say, you know what? You don't have to become what you despise. What does that mean for you?
With me, it's always been the sport is the tool. So they see basketball. When they come in, then that's when I grab them with the educational, understand the life skills, hygiene, the simple things. And it's funny because one of our guests a couple weeks ago, he realized, he said, I was never the best person on the team, but I've been to Africa because one of my teammates live in Africa. I've been to Australia, all these different things because of basketball. So, like BrotherJeerzy just said, the connections you make, because you never know who you meet in these paths. At the end of the day, all they have to do is say, BrotherJeerzy, Brother Rob, I played high school basketball with him. Get them in for me.
Exactly. That,
and it's done like that.
You know their character, so you know what they're about. Because you guys done been to war together on the same court.
And didn't go to the NBA, didn't play overseas.
But you didn't even have it, you shed tears, blood, sweat together. Y'all done put in that work.
And it was emotional for him. Exactly. It was real emotional. I could see it. Like, he came and spoke, just like Brother Rob. Because for you to tell your story in front of a couple young men and women, that's a real experience, because so many things run through your mind. That's like, eventually I hope to get you. For you to tell your story in front of a couple from 5-year-old to 17-year-olds.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I would love to share, me. I'm only 33, grew up in North, I played sports. So, having that, opportunity or that, way to, stay away from the streets, and even, everybody in the streets, they know if you out there doing something positive. Most drug dealers, at some point in time in their life was an athlete. They was doing something, but they had to stop what they had to do because they had to take care of what they had to. So, what you're doing with these kids is definitely amazing, because you found a way to connect with the youth, to show them another way. And that's one of the things, it's one of the things that I want to talk about, I spoke about before, and I spoke on previously with my show, is giving these kids, you got to find a way to connect with the youth. And if you can't find a connection, there will never be a bridge, amongst us, because there's always going to be a gap, because you're taking basketball and utilize that as a bridge between the elders and the youth, for them to learn and understand what you've experienced or what I've experienced, to let them know that there's another way.
Do you realize that the best thing you can ever do is be yourself? It's not, it's amazing how people they complicate a simple formula as far as just being genuine, being yourself and being authentic. Just by you speaking your story. I've always said this. Tell your story, don't let others tell it for you because they're gonna lie about it. Tell your story to inspire. Tell your story to solidify a foundation to say, look, I came from where you've been through. But it's not where you've been through, it's where you're going. And the in-between is going to be the process, the transitioning, the connection, the network, as far as saying you don't know who you come across because you never know who you're going to meet. And that person that's on the other side of the fence can really open up that floodgate to go elsewhere that you couldn't even imagine. That's unfathomable. But because of your work ethic, because of one's commitment, because of one's dedication, doors open up. And that's what sports did for us. Believe you me, when I was at that age, I love sports. Basketball, baseball, I was at it. But what happened? I derailed poor decisions. I was locked up when I was 16. That dream stopped because of poor decisions. I tell young men, because I also coach as well, I tell young men, don't do what I used to do because you're not built for that. Use this platform and let God use people to bring about hope to you that there is a chance, that there is an opportunity, that there is actually something out there beyond 3 blocks in your neighborhood. So let's talk about what does it mean to really see beyond one's surrounding, because a lot of times kids don't see beyond 2 blocks. What does that mean to say, hey, use this as a platform that there's much more? What does that mean for you guys?
Right. I would say hopefully the structure at home is strong, right? So if the structure is strong at home, they know a way to navigate through what goes on in the city. You know. But if the structure is not home, hopefully there's a BrotherJeerzy or a Brother Rob or Coach Brown they gravitate to that really cares. But you also have to understand there's brothers and sisters out here just about the money. They don't really care about the youth. Because that's a quick way to get money. Listen, I want to try to do a field trip to here. We need this amount. They could get that money and never do that trip.
They're selfish though. That's
so
all about being selfish.
You know,
it's corruption.
I really feel like
you said before, being selfish and not selfless.
Right. We have to. We hope they be able to navigate, but I'm going through things right now. I have a young man. The mother was talking to me. I'm going to send him to juvenile. He lives in a housing project, right? So he's 11. So every time he comes out, he's right outside to it. But the kids he's following is only 12 and 13. They're only 2 or 3 years older than him. So what they're doing and claiming and putting those hands up and those signs.
It's like I said before. I mean, we spoke of peer pressure.
I know we're gonna go
peer
with
pressure.
Oh, that's the biggest
pressure because you know
and
what?
Not being a leader.
And not being your own individual.
And not being a leader, like you said, being yourself.
Now,
it's all tying up.
Now, what we were saying, now what you were saying as far as my whole thing is, it's one of those things where seeing is believing. Now, I mean, if you get an opportunity to see something different, that's one thing that I loved about the fact that my parents did was they exposed me to a multitude of different things. You know, we always went on field trips. As far as you jumped on a road, we didn't jump on a plane and fly. No, we got in the car and we rolled all the way down 95. So, you know, for me as an adult, as I got older, it got me more curious into wanting to see what's more out there.
Powerful.
So, you know, I've been to New Orleans, I've been to Houston, I've been to, you know, I've been to Orlando, I've been to Alabama, I've been to Atlanta, I've been to a lot of different places down south as an adult on my own. You know, it wasn't one of those things where it was more so, you know, oh, you know, granted, I have friends too that were in school and this, that, and the other, but like I said, it gave me the opportunity to see something different because I was exposed to it at a younger age. Even just growing up in Jersey, they took us to Brooklyn, they took us to Staten Island. We came back to Connecticut to visit family. Now,
but you saw beyond. That's the key.
Different.
That's the key. You saw beyond. But there's kids that haven't seen beyond. So how important it is to say let's go beyond 2 blocks, because think of what you just said. A kid that's 11 and the mom saying, "Oh, I don't know what else to do. I'm gonna send a juvenile." That's like bringing hopelessness. Come on, man.
Saturday, she told me that I got high blood pressure. He don't listen to me. He come in the house and
spend time with him.
But what's really, BrotherJeerzy, you say you're from Newark? So this how real it is. I'm born and raised in Bridgeport. I know about Central High, like Barack. You know what I'm saying? I know about Newark and how violent it is, but how beautiful it is and how much history is in that city right there. I knew that being in Bridgeport because I took my mind. So the average young men and women, they don't expand their mind. You know, they don't see past it, but then put that non-exposure to it, we sitting in only those block radius that you're talking about.
And the thing about it is that deep down in their heart and soul, they want to do right. Deep down in their heart and soul, if you look in their core, there is something good that's worth maximizing in terms of salvaging their growth. And what it takes is dedicated brothers and sisters to really invest. Because we was talking about this some time back. We have to invest more time to young people. I'm not talking about spending as far as finance. I'm not talking about investing in finance, although that's part of it, because they need some means. But it's about time. Because the one you can never take back is time. You gotta invest that time with them. Show them what's going on in the local area. Show them what it's like to travel. Show them what it means. Like, really invest, because believe you me, when they see and they gravitate that you are caring for them, their wicked ways, it changes. It changes. Right, it changes.
And also give them something to motivate them. You know, that young man is going through something internally. You're not with your child 24/7, so you don't know what battles this child is facing outside while you at work, or you might be sitting inside watching TV or doing you on Facebook, trying to see what's on social media, this and the other. Just cut all that shit out. Your child is basically acting out because they're crying out for help.
That's it.
That is a screen. A lot of times people don't realize is that people say, I'm sure you guys hear this a lot. A lot of times people pathologize young people as, oh, they bad kids, they no good. Well, if you keep saying that, they gonna start believing that. But if you tell them, look, you are somebody, but we're not gonna counter you, but we're gonna show you a different way. And when and a lot of times they're watching what we're doing, especially as the adults. So if we act like fools and we try to check them, it ain't gonna work, because guess what? Now you become hypocritical.
Exactly. Now your child lost respect for you. Now you just created that gap between the parent and the child, because you know you too busy trying to be your child.
I said
you trying to relive your life because you know the choices that you might have made. But at the end of the day, you made that choice. Now live with it. That's your child. That's an extension of you. And I
work with them. You know, 365, 366 on the league year, and one of the things that they really lack is the confidence. If they keep hearing they can't do something, that's why I say you can't say can't. When you around me, please don't say can't.
Okay, that's where you defeated yourself, right?
So it's like the confidence. If they feel like they can do this math, they're gonna do that math, especially if they got their mother, father, or whatever, that household behind them.
You got that support system.
It's the support system. We have to restructure that, and support system, aka village, or whatever you want to call it.
But we gotta be that bitch to raise the kid, right?
We gotta encourage each other.
Because you gotta understand with us, right? I'm not sure. I was born in '81, so I don't know the years.
I was born in '76.
I'm 87.
Okay, 87. So, like that leadership gap that happened when they killed all our leaders. And then with the young lords and everything.
I remember the young lords.
When Black Panthers. So when that happened, it really hurt us, because then the crack came.
Back in the 80s.
Back in the 80s in New York. Cocaine was in LA, it was crazy.
So now with us, it was that gap. Now you got brothers like us, and that basically from that mid-70s to that mid, and that's trying to do the best we can, but we lost 20-25 years.
Because they took away, you know, our structure pretty much for the most part from a male perspective.
From everything,
and even as a female, you lost your father. Well, where's daddy at? Doing 25 to life because he got caught with a bag of crack. You know what I mean? Because he was trying to make a living.
She looking for love.
You know what I mean?
And then she started looking for love for the last 20 years.
And the thing about it is that she was looking for that love in the wrong places, because she's seeking that guy to be that father figure to her.
Yeah, even as a male, you're looking for your father to guide you, help educate you, and show you how you're supposed to be as a man. But now, you know what? All I know is that my daddy was this big, drug dealer, so I gotta, I gotta try and follow his footsteps.
They know who you are.
But you know what I mean? Like the movie, what was the movie? Oh man.
Which movie?
Back in the day. Oh damn, it got me.
Boys in the Hood?
Nah, one Boys in the Hood. One of them
Sugar Hill?
Nah.
Man Society.
Deuces.
Oh, you talking about South Central?
Central?
That's
South Central.
OG Bobby Johnson?
Yes. That right there. I knew it was on top of my tongue.
Yeah, you got it.
That's a perfect
Bobby
example.
Johnson.
That movie explained to you
Got
what
shot in the
happened
back.
early, what
Got
was going
shot
on
in
in
the
the
back,
80s,
still
what his
in the
father
car
was
seat.
doing, and look what his son ended up turning into. Just like his daddy. But his father able to rehabilitate himself and come back and show his son the right thing to do.
I think what's even more lacking, and you guys are right about confidence, because you need confidence to build up self-esteem, to build up an identity, to build up characteristic traits. But there's one thing that supersedes that, and that's love. How many times have kids say, I need to feel love, I want to be loved, and they don't hear that, but they always hear, I hate you, or you hate it.
Or
like,
I can't
that's
stand
easy
you.
to say. Right, they need to hear it, they need to see it, they need to believe it, and it needs to be displayed in full
That's
circle.
what's not happening.
Right.
Because with me, I use TL, right? And like, even though it's a new like youth out there, I still coach and I still operate the same way. I'm about to graze. If you sagging, you cussing, I don't. If you halfway in the streets, halfway, I don't deal with you.
Right.
I'd rather deal with somebody that don't know how to make a layup, but's excellent at home and do his thing in school, than somebody that's an all-star but want to be sagging and want to play the streets. So I always been that way. So to know that certain kids don't deal with, and that's cool because that's how I'ma operate. But it's TL, tough love.
Yeah. You can't live
Well,
two
we all
lifestyles.
got.
You can't live two lifestyles.
Tough love, we all got that.
Trust.
But love is at the end. So that's what makes it powerful, and that's what I give them.
What it is, when kids get love, everything else falls into play. The foundation, the structure, the consistency, the exposure,
Smiles.
everything else gets uplifted. The smiles, and I believe that when you speak words of life, words of love, words of encouragement, it suppresses the words of negativity, hatred, spitefulness, loser, like things like that, anger. Because nowadays, and I was sharing this with BrotherJeerzy some time back, this is a very hypersensitive era right now.
Yes,
Hypersensitive, like the slightest thing you say offense. No, we have to get past that. Stop letting these crises define us. Let's suppress that by unifying.
Yes.
And we got to show unity in terms of like opportunity, and to really give hope to young people to say, look, regardless of where you came from, don't let your past dictate your future. Do you guys agree with that? What do you guys say to that?
Absolutely.
I'm gonna let BrotherJeerzy go on.
Yeah, Jeerzy.
No, I have spent like last week or 2 weekends ago, whatever. I was out in Jersey. Talking to my pops and visiting him. I spoke with that, last week Wednesday when I was doing my thing. And that was one of the things that my father and him talked about. My relationship with me and my baby mothers and just other people. And he was like, they have one image of you. That's why they feel as if they don't, trust you or feel comfortable with you. You have to recreate your image so that way they don't view you in one light. I said, but they gotta give me the opportunity to show them that I'm not the same person I was when I was 19, 20, 22, 23, 24. Like, you eventually grow up and you gotta step up to the plate and man up. So, but at the end of the day, it's they lost because I know who I am and I know who I'm becoming. So, it is what it is.
Well, people do change. I think people need to realize is that in life, we all change. We're not what we used to be 10, 15, 20 years ago. Those 10, 15, 20 years ago, what we was is not who we are now. But that becomes a testimony to say, look, this is what I was. That's not who I am now. And a lot of times it's quick to talk, but let your body of work do all the talking. Let your whole demeanor, your actions do the speaking, not your mouth. Because a lot of times they say, but when you show, now it's like, oh, okay, it's a whole different animal.
You
know what I mean?
You broke your habits.
Right.
You matured.
Right. Go ahead, bro.
And it's funny, MVP, because you said unity. So I thought about this some years ago, and I added some things with it. So
What you thought about?
Unity in the community will provide endless opportunities.
Here's something this is something I learned. Listen to this. I'm gonna take one word, and it's a word within a word. I'm like, what you mean? Take the word community.
Okay.
What is within that word community?
Unity.
UNITY. That's what we gotta be.
See what I'm saying?
No agendas.
That's it.
No pointing fingers. Not trying to outshine.
I pray.
I pray. Listen, the prayers gotta be strong. The prayers gotta be stronger than ever. Stronger than ever.
And if that happens, oof. I promise you.
Listen.
Live by those prayers, though.
Right.
Like I said, don't just speak on it. Live it.
Be by. There you go.
We
That's
just need more brothers and. We just need more,
We just gotta find a way to be able to connect with everybody, regardless of race or gender. We just gotta find a way to connect with everybody, old, younger, and different. It don't matter.
Because if you about love has no color.
Listen, it's about at the end of the day, it's not about this. Listen, at the end of the day, if you're focusing on you ain't gonna go far. But when you have others joining in, fighting for the same cause, we're gonna have like minds because we're aiming for the same cause. But we're gonna have different perspectives along the way. But that's unique.
But that's what makes you better.
Right.
Because now you're getting a different perspective.
Right.
That way
that's the coalition.
That's coalition. That's coalition. That's unity.
That's the coalition.
Because you're like-minded, mean like we're aiming for the same purpose, the same cause. But sometimes our minds a little bit different because we have different opinions, different experiences, and that needs to be put out in the front.
Boot camp click. You know what I'm saying? Dungeon family.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, my tribe conquest. Tribe I
look at Bone.
Oh, Bone does harmony? Yeah.
Just them 5 right there, even though they was some brothers and cousins. So, yeah.
But they got their message across, though. They got their message across.
But do you realize when we invest a lot of our time and money and efforts to build a community, we have much more say? Yes. Whereas if you're trying to like point fingers and deflect and be selfish, and you're trying to speak up, no one's not going to listen. But if you invest that time, the energy, money, the finances, the resources,
and the state money. Exactly.
Our voice will be so much more powerful.
That's why I want to try to get that rec center, the recreational, educational, community center, a center ran by us.
Right.
We don't need the state funds because if you do the math, right? Between a few people, we all know 20,000 people. If those 20,000 people give at least $1, that's $20,000.
20 G's right there off the bat. Easy.
Because this $4 right here. There's a couple people shooting pool. There's a couple people over there.
I get their dollars. I probably get more.
Yeah, exactly. He's going to get down plus tips.
right. But you see what I'm saying? So numbers don't lie. So okay, excellent. I'm glad.
But think about it. But if you do the math, right? But if you think about do the math, one person puts in $1. Can you imagine 20,000, 30,000 people? That's 30 G's, right?
Between us four, we know 30,000 people probably.
Even if you
easily,
even if you just hold something where just every single person in Bridgeport alone just give $1.
That's it. It's 144,000.
That's a wrap.
Oh man.
And you think about it, Bridgeport's the largest city in Connecticut. Can you realize how much noise we can make if we continue to say, you know what? Let's not focus on us. What is the bigger picture? And let's just put in.
You could do that 2 to 4 times a year because it's only $1. You just need everybody to.
You just need everybody on board. But listen, I ain't, do something. I'm a chef, so support. Give $1. I'll cook for you.
And you're never gonna go wrong with Jeerzy because he's gonna hook it up, especially early morning with breakfast.
Trust me, leave 5 a.m. I got you. I'll be mad as hell making them pancakes, but don't worry.
Oh, nah, come on, that's cheating. See, he killed with that.
Listen, I'm gonna put some butter on it too.
A little butter on that? All right, cool.
Don't worry.
But listen, we're about to wind down, but Brother Jamar. You know what, man?
Yeah, I know, it's all good.
Listen, but Coach Brown. Coach Brown, my bad. You know what? Folks, do not kill MVP. They're gonna be like, yo, how you gonna mispronounce my brother? My bad, my fault, my bad. Don't beat me up. It's all love. It's Coach Brown. Yeah. Coach, listen.
Yes.
As we get ready to wind down, let's conclude with this last conversation. What does it mean? And sometimes it may sound like a reoccurring theme, but really, it's easy to put a reoccurring theme about, selling drugs and killing this and killing each other. Let's put a reoccurring theme about what it means to love, to hope. What does that mean? And I want young viewers to listen to this, because I want us to really give perspective on this. What does it mean in you to love, to give hope, and to show that there is a way out?
What I have to say about that is, it's like the love and respect. It's like if someone's 2 days older than you, that's your elder. Even though y'all both might be, for BrotherJeery's situation, somebody 2 days older than him, being 33, That's literally your elder. It's the structure, the way we brung up, and it's the love, because it's like so many things are against us, and then we're against each other. So that's double trouble. Yeah. That's double trouble. That's what makes it so hard to believe that. In a small range, and I always say that because I know Newark is a very loving but very violent city, and it's much bigger than Bridgeport, and we only have 144,000. But like right now, we have 19 murders, so it's almost, we could go from 12 to 19 murders in a week and a half.
Heartbeat.
Yeah, it's so small.
In a week and a half.
Everybody know each other, and it's
right.
Like you fake. You know what I learned? You know, sorry to cut you off.
No,
just
no
one
problem.
thing that I learned growing up, and I've heard from someone else, is like, you know, us. We see ourselves when we look at each other, so that's why we fight each other. You know what I mean? You're angry at yourself, so you lash out. It's not so much that part, but it's like, you know, from like, it's almost like when I look at another, not me personally, but if I look at another young man, you know, of color, you know, and they doing the same thing I'm doing, it's like I'm angry at them because I'm seeing myself. It's self-hatred. So you retaliate on someone else. Yeah. Know what I mean? You don't have to, you know, cause harm and pain to no one else. Just, I mean, take a second, step back, breathe. You know what I mean? And like I said before, for me, I always try to find a positive in every situation.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, that's what I've been doing.
I'm gonna tell you,
love.
Yeah, let me say what it means
love
for me.
Love.
And you know, and it sounds like to me, Jeerzy, that you know you're 33, and it's almost like you've seen a lot of things, and it's like you're picking at it as far like, you know, picking certain things up and trying to make sense of it, and you're able to intellectualize your thoughts, and I'm very proud of you, and you keep going as far as, you know, continuation to elevate, right? Definitely. What it means for me as far as hope and love, it's easy for me. Yeah, I'm like, really? No, it's easy for me. Watch how it goes. I love dog. I love you. I love you. Y'all playing pool over there? I love y'all too. Folks, y'all over there at the bar? I love y'all too. Most of all, I love God. I love my Lord. It's very simple. That's where I'm at. And you wanna know why is that? Because that's easy to say the obvious. What you were saying about the self-hatred. Why hate? How can I hate you? I don't know you. How can I hate you and I'm seeing you doing well? How can I hate you and seeing you trying to make moves? Like, honestly, like, this was so suffocated with hatred. It's like it's almost cancerous. It's cancerous though. It's cancerous. Like, if you don't catch it early, it's gonna spread. It's gonna kill you.
It will.
It's the same thing with hatred.
Going on everywhere.
Listen, but if you allow that to really contaminate you and suffocate you, then you become part of the problem, not part of the solution. Yes. Right now at this point, it's about solutions.
It's all solutions.
And I want to let young people know something, because if you listen to what we're saying, again, I'm 44 years young. He's 33. What's your age, if you don't mind me asking?
39.
39. Dog is like 12. Now he stopped playing dog. No. I'm only playing. But no, the point is, listen, guys, the point is this. You're listening to three brothers from different parts of the hood. You got Newark, you got Bridgeport, you got Bronx and Y. We all live out here in Bridgeport, but the hood's the hood because we came from that.
Yes.
But that doesn't mean that because we live in the hood, our mindset's gotta be hood, or our mindset's gotta be poverty. You gotta surpass that. You gotta uplift. You gotta surpass and go beyond. Folks, the idea behind these young people is very simple. Get connected and just listen. God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth. Listen first and then speak, because you learn when you listen. When you listen and you understand and fathom the idea of what it means to love, what it means to give hope, and what it means to connect. What does it mean to just get ideas and just really take off as far as seeing that there's more life than your immediate surrounding. We're going to go further and we're going to advance. Yeah. So, with that being said, I want to give a shout out to my man Just for coming on, bro. Yes. You're going to get some good sleep tonight, and you're going to hook up a meal. And folks, once again,
get his numbers too.
Listen, shout out to Coach Brown. Listen,
work on the food truck and all that.
Absolutely. I want to give a shout out to Coach Brown for coming onto the scene to just really give perspective about what it means to just, you know, give a shout out, you know, just give a shout out. Yeah, listen.
You know what I mean? I ain't got at the brother behind, you know what I mean?
Listen.
See how things work, wrong number and all that.
Oh, see? DJ,
by accident, probably.
DJ, what's up with that DJ dive? But listen, on that note, folks.
From New York, and everybody know him out here. Word.
Listen, on that note, folks, listen, I humbly ask you guys, subscribe to UDR Productions Go Love Team. Listen to Being Poetically Correct. Get an opportunity to listen to this amazing brother, Coach Brown. listen to what Jeerzy is saying. Folks, it's not about, listen, we're not here to convince each other. We're just connecting to the audience. I want you guys to just get perspective from what we're saying and see what makes sense to you and build that life. And as I said before, and I say it again, what do you want to be when it's all said and done? What kind of legacy you want to leave behind? So on that note, folks, we're going to go out again till next time. Guys, stay safe. God bless you guys. We love you guys. We love y'all. We love y'all. I say it again. We love y'all.
And happy birthday to my mother. You know what I mean?
Shout out to Jeerzy Mom Dukes. Yes, happy B-Day.
Happy birthday, Mama.
We love you, Mama Jeerzy.
Happy birthday to my grandmother, because too many damn birthdays.
Listen, there's a lot of birthdays. I'll tell you what. No. I'll say this. There's a lot. Listen, hey, there's a lot of birthdays going on today, but guess what? You know what? God gave us a life to live because we was not promised today. We wasn't promised tomorrow. Let us celebrate and make the most of a situation, folks. Once again, subscribe to UDR Productions. Go Love Team. Shout out to support Murphy's Law, best seafood, best wine, best pasta. Support your way MVP. We're gonna go out again till next time. Out.
Peace and blessings, y'all. Peace and blessings.
Peace and blessings to the entire nation, man.
Yes.
Talk to them about playing our music too loud in the background.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm jamming to both songs.
I know, yeah.
Yes, indeed, y'all. Yes, indeed. Welcome to UDR Productions. Please like, subscribe, and share. It doesn't cost you nothing to subscribe, so we can keep bringing you guys all this good content from prayer to streets. UDR Productions. Let's go and let's get it.